It is 31 degrees and there's actually a wind chill out there that purportedly takes the temperature down to, I think I said 15 or 16 degrees. So, and there is some wind out there. But anyway, I'm going to do a cold start on my 1983 Mercedes 300D with 364,000 miles on it. We'll see how it goes. I already dusted the snow off the car, and you can see it is a blustery day here in Colorado, and and the temperature is sitting at 40, and the tack on this thing is kind of sporadic. Sometimes it'll just kick on exactly where it needs to be. I'm gonna let this cycle for the 30 seconds, which will seem like eternity on this thing, but when I hear the click, I'll go ahead and up there it went. A little bit of gas, and boom, she started right up. There is a block heater on this thing. I did not plug it in last night. Obviously looking at the temperature. And there's the tack is working great. But, like I said, I'll be driving along and all of a sudden it's at 60, so 6,000 RPM. So it's obviously not working. And the clock, I believe I have a clock for this thing somewhere in my parts. It's running a little bit. Now I have to tell you, I did not do a valve adjustment on this thing, and I plan on doing it. I've got a valve cover gasket on order, so I will do the valve adjustment. I suspect the rough idle at the moment is probably cause of the valve adjustment not being done for a fairly long time. I honestly can't remember. I actually had a flex disc explode on this thing, shred, and I had to replace the tail end of the transmission on this thing where the yoke pops out. Didn't bust the yoke, but it broke the mounting tab for the transmission mount to be reattached. So I had to pull that back plate off, and I did put the back plate back on. Everything else looked to be in order, but it is just, she'll settle down once it warms up, but there is a slight jumpiness here at the start. The dash, I went ahead and put the radio in. They actually came with the car. I had to find one that that worked, but it's the same model. Actually sounds really good. It's pretty cool. But the cassette does not work on it? Let's see. Now I will say that the automatic antenna, 65. I actually pulled the automatic antenna off.
Where a catastrophic dam collapse has left 60 people dead, up to 300 others.
I pulled the automatic antenna, disconnected it because it was shorting one of my fuse, the radio antenna fuse. So I actually disconnected, but it's in the upright position. I might have an antenna floating around here that could work. I'll look around, see if I find it. But the dash obviously cracked. But it has Kenwood speakers in it. I looked and see why this sounded so good, because it's been a while. This car sat in my garage for 5 years, and I just couldn't get myself to work on it because I was so upset that I actually caused the flex disc failure by not torquing to correct spec on the... Let me turn this off, actually. I did not use the torque spec when I reattached the new flex disc, so I actually caused this car to sit in my garage for 5 years because I was so sickened of the amount of work I had to do to get this tail end of the... I had to actually find it first, and that took quite a while to find one that would go on the car. I also have for this car the gears, the differential for a 1985, so it has the better fuel economy on the 85 models due to that gear ratio on that differential. So I have that, and I'll stick that in the trunk. Well, the mirrors, looks like the lights work on this one. Huh. Bulbs must be out or something on the right side for the lights, but the sun visors are pretty tore up. It's pretty common, but for some reason this one's sticking up. I don't quite know why. It looks like it's just popping out from heat or something. But if you found one of those, or a whole, actually you could probably find a whole sun visor at a junkyard. But it seems like that's working in order. Yeah. Now this one